Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft Gamemode 4 G4 server. You may know where we are right now. If you watched the end of the last episode, you know exactly where we are. If you didn't, then I'll let you know. We're over at where the quad slime chunks are. And guess what? Not another slime has spawned here. I know it's unfortunate, isn't it? And let's grab the book here. You can see we have killed no mobs here yet. We've managed to kill 2 ghasts, 25 pigs, and that's it. But we are after slimes. That is the plan for today's episode. We want to get ourselves a slime spawner, and we've got to go find some to do that, and there are none over here. I've been looking, but every time I come back and forth, absolutely nothing spawning here. I'm starting to think that maybe something is up, and maybe I got the wrong chunks after all, although a mist is hardly ever wrong. But anyway, I'm going to go find some caves. Just wanted to record a short little intro over here. We're going to go caving, and that could in itself be a little bit tedious, but I'm hoping that as we go caving around the place, we'll be able to find some slimes. So we need to get 100, and I think it's going to be possible, because if we get a big one, it's going to split up into smaller ones, and I think all of those kills are going to count. So hopefully this will be a little bit easier than you might think. So we're going to have to get geared up, get ready to go out. I've got no armor, I need to find some, and we're going to go caving, and hopefully we can do this in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm about 1 minute into exploring, and I find this area right here. So I sort of headed down into the branch mine and looking for some caves. You know, that's a good place to look for slimes. And then I see this, which is actually probably a really great way of finding slimes. Because once you open up this spawning space down here, this is the ideal condition for them to spawn. And obviously if it's a slime chunk, then they'll be able to spawn down here. Although they now can spawn up to Y40. But yeah, I think this was DMAC. I remember watching this video, and I'm pretty sure it was him who set up this right here, where he's just gone around doing the old speed mining with the beacon and the pick. And I might do a little bit of this myself, if it's okay with him, to use this area, and I can't find any slimes. But at the moment there's none here. I'll probably keep coming back here and checking on it as I make my way around. Another good thing when hunting slimes is to kill some actual mobs, because each time you kill them you remove them from the spawn cap, and then that means the game is going to try and spawn some new mobs, and hopefully those new ones will be... How did I get in here? They will be slimes. So somewhere around here, I think there it is the way I found my way in. So let's put a little ladder here and continue looking for some caves. Looks like I found me a spider dungeon. For a second here I was thinking this would be good, you know, we can kill some spiders, but we've already got the spawner, so you don't really need to do that, I guess, because you can pick up the spawner with minecarts, as some of you have informed me. It would appear that there's an enderman nearby, because those guys are spawning with potion effects. And yeah, now no more should spawn. I can hear some other mobs in this area, which is good, that's what we're doing. And 2 more name tags, that's awesome. And that's about the only good thing there, really, isn't it? We'll take the record as well, though. Okay, I've just found another spawner. I've turned my volume up. I've been using that to listen out for where the mobs are. And I can hear lots of zombies, and this is why. And do you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't looked in my book. It's just been occurring to me that I've been killing a lot of mobs, and therefore we should see some things change. Okay, some more caves to explore. Let's block that off, and let's see what's in the chests. Another record, so I guess we'll take that one. A little bit more string, and oh, okay, a golden apple, but not a notch one. I'd say that's not too bad. And yeah, let's have a look in the Soul Probes book then. So we killed 4 creepers, feels like it's been way more than that. 9 skeletons, 4 spiders, 13 zombies, and enderman. Yeah, I remember killing that guy. I'd say the creepers feels a little bit smaller than it should be, but the other ones feel just about right. And 2 ghasts in the nether, yeah, so... No slimes yet. They are really difficult to find, but I'll keep trucking on. Okay, I hear something up there. I've just come down to the bottom of this area to check. Oh, that's it. Yep, that's a slime. Awesome. And it's a big one. So a big blue slime. Let's see if this counts as 1 kill. There you go. That would be 1. And then another 2, so 3. Come on. And let's see. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So does that count as 7 kills? Awesome, we get some slime blobby bits as well, which is always good. Let's pick those up. And that was actually it, so we got 4 of those. Let's have a look. Slimes, 6. Interesting. I think maybe if you kill them too close together, the game might not count it correctly. But it does count them up for splitting them up into smaller bits. Or maybe I miscounted. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't count the big one, because that was off by 1. I don't hear any more slimes now. But there we go. It's been a while. I'm glad that we finally got some. That's going to encourage me to keep going here. And hopefully we can find, you know, a few more of those. So if we get like 6 or 7 per, then it shouldn't take too many of the big ones till we're there. However, we might not find more big ones, but I'll keep at it, and I think I need to take a trip to a ender chest soon because my inventory is well and truly full up at this point. Oh man, this is cool. So I've been killing a lot of zombies. They've been coming sort of out of nowhere. I think where I've lit up the caves, we've really narrowed it down to the last few, and now slimes are spawning in this area. So there we go, one more. Let's kill them slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute, yeah, that's right, 5 and 6. So we should now have 12. Let's check the book. And yes, 12. Okay, excellent. Although we do need 100 in total. I had it in my mind. That we only needed 25. Oh dear. Yeah, so what I was saying a minute ago might have been a little bit confusing. I don't know how I got that in my mind. Some of the mobs you only need to kill them 25 times, but slimes are 100. So we are actually probably going to be here for a long, long time. Let's hope I get a lucky break. Maybe some more slimes will spawn down here. But if I keep lighting up those caves, then that's going to make a difference. So I guess we'll continue with that. Okay, the lighting up the cave strategy is paying off. I keep going around and then returning to this place where I find these guys. By the way, I have 22. I wanted to do an experiment. That guy died of fire damage from my sword. It didn't count. Ah, so maybe it is the big ones that don't count, but I think it's the fire damage. You see, that's a hit and a kill, even though it puts them on fire. So, yeah, these guys will just die anyway, but that might be it. That might be why we missed one earlier. So we need to probably critical hit or double hit those guys so they don't die at the fire damage, and then it should get recorded. So what are we up to now? 29? No, wait, that was zombie, wasn't it? 34. Awesome, we are making good progress. Alright, I'll continue doing this. It looks like it won't be long now. So we're back at the base, and I think you know what that means. We failed. Or did we? No, we did it. Oh, I'm only joking. This is awesome. We got 100 slimes. Check it out. It didn't take too long at all. All I ended up doing was going up and down that ladder, killing a few mobs on the surface. And when I come down, there'd always be a big slime in the middle of the room. So that worked out really well. And just have a look over these numbers. You can see I've been hunting down a few other mobs as well. And I'm thinking that what we probably want to do is get at least like one of each of these spawners and have fun creating a whole bunch of farms here. We got up to 3 ghasts, which is pretty cool. And then over here you can see I've been cleaning up some passive mobs from around spawn as well. We've got 46 pigs so far, so soon we'll be able to build some passive mob spawners. But I'm sure you want to see what the next step for this is. So what we need to do is go over to our custom crafter, and if I can remember the recipe, which I think I can. Actually, I think I've done it wrong already. Are those supposed to go there? And you can see, look, it's doing the whole messing up thing again. And it's weird because it was fine for a while, and it seems to do it every day after like, I don't know, about half an hour of being on the server. All of a sudden then it gets messed up, and that is probably wrong then. It probably was that way round. And there we go. So now we have an empty spawn egg. We must not right click on this whatsoever. What we have to do is put it in our inventory, open up the book, and then click on the slime. So create slime spawn egg. Let's do that. And we've been given one, and there we go. Again, we're not going to right click on that, but if we right click on it, and you know what, I don't feel even comfortable holding it in my hand. Let's put it back in the inventory. If we right click on that on a spawner, then we will be able to turn it into a slime spawner, and then we will get a ridiculous amount of slimes. As you can see, I got quite a lot from killing all of those mobs. Not enough for the amount I need to create the farms that I want to do, but there should be some spawners nearby because we're in an abandoned mineshaft, so there should be a fair amount of them. So I'm going to go do my exploring now and have a look around. I've already explored these a bit. They're kind of difficult to explore because you can't throw down torches everywhere, because then all of the ice starts melting. Hello, Pigman. How did you get back here? Considering that this area, does it link up to the portal? Can he wander over here? I don't think he can. That's kind of confusing. Maybe there's another portal around here. Yeah, you've got to be careful where you put these torches because it's going to melt all of the ice around here. So I'm going to have to do this in the dark. It looks like I've been doing a bit of digging over here. Yeah, so we're going to explore this mine shaft until we find ourselves a cave spider spawner. So we are deep in the mine shaft. I found one, and you can see a spider over there. This just happens to be in like the worst place, if I could speak properly, possible. As you can see, this is surrounded by ice. So any torches that we put down to stop them spawning is going to melt the ice. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of digging here, and it's going to be a little bit tricky. But once we cleared out this ice and lit up the area, that means that we can transport this thing. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Let's get this sorted out first. Alright, we're ready to do this, but it's going to be a little bit problematic. So first of all, my inventory is full of snow. The reason why is because I got hit by a bat on the way over here. Of course they explode, and that could be a little bit risky as we make our way back. So hopefully nothing like that happens. Another thought that I had is that we could actually change this to a slime spawner right now, but I'm not sure if you can put that into the minecart below. I'm pretty sure you could because it's technically vanilla. It's the ones that have custom tags on the mobs themselves that aren't vanilla that don't go into the minecarts. Oh, and I like the rail texture, which was something that I picked out and then forgot about. And so to do this, what we've got to do is move it down. So in terms of things being a bit problematic, the other thing that I forgot to mention is that there's going to be dark spots on our journey because we can't put torches everywhere, and I don't feel like removing all of this ice just to move this thing. So I'm going to take poison damage as I go. The spiders are going to attack me, and you know what? I'm fine with it. And there's a zombie back there somewhere. We should probably block off a few bits of this, especially with those exploding bats. And as soon as I hear one of those, I'm going to freak out, I know it. But it isn't too far to go. You go along here, there's a skeleton down the end there, and again, another good idea to block it off. And then it just goes down, yeah, down there, and then where I'm pointing is the base area. So, yeah, that should do. Let's head back, and I'll show you how we actually put this thing in there. I'm sure you've seen other people do it so far, but for those of you that haven't, I'm going to quickly go over it, and it's real simple. So you need a minecart down below, then you need to put a piston facing downwards above it and a redstone block, and I'm not sure if there's a specific order, but as you can see, this is kind of convenient for us. And there you go. Down it goes. We've got a cave spider spawner, and here's where things get a little bit crazy. So what do we need on our hotbar? Probably those things. Oh, that's something's wrong here. There we go. Let's put the shovel back on. Let's put our soul probes book back there. So we'll give it a little nudge, and on it goes. Oh, this is exciting. And there we go, our first spawn, and it's nudged it back the wrong way. That is not what I was expecting to happen. Where'd the little guy go? There he is. Damn you. The one-hit kill, though, my sword has really been battered from all the things that we've been doing. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. We're going to eat, and we have 2 sets of hearts, which is really good. Otherwise, we would really struggle without that. And this is just so risky. And the track is actually going to end in a moment. So let's head down the end here and put in the rest of this. Ooh, that might have been a bit of a mistake. Let's go back by 1. Can we do that? Yep, that's the way. And now things should be really easy because it goes all the way into the base. And it's going to be nice and lit up down here. Let's throw down a few extra torches just in case. Oh, this is going to go quite easy, I think, actually. So, oh, there it is, it's here, it's in the base. Let's throw down loads of torches everywhere, and I think we're safe. Awesome, okay, so we did it. The next thing we have to do is get this into a position where we want this to be, and then we have to take the minecart, or sorry, the spawner out of the minecart and set it down. It doesn't look so weird, that little spinning pig, slightly offset. Oh. So I've been doing some testing, and I'm really glad that I did this because we could have made a big mistake here. We're taking the... Oh! What would you know? What would you know, eh? The first time I ever see slimes down here, and it's after we've spent all that time. Oh, that's just typical. That's sod's law for you right there. Our cave spider's gone up to the top. Hopefully nothing disastrous is happening up there. So as I was saying... it turns out that the conditions, like with passive mobs actually, they need to spawn on grass. It's the same for slimes, you have to spawn them in a slime chunk. And I was going to mention about how I was a little bit worried that maybe we'd find out that this wasn't a slime chunk after all. And we've just had evidence that it was, so we know that now, and that means we can build a farm. So because it applies to the same rules, it has to be in a slime chunk. We now know this is a quad slime chunk. Or possibly just a single one. And there has to be below Y40. So we're at Y24, and this is where we're going to build our farm. So what we're... No! That was so silly. Let's put down a torch again. Quickly. That makes a lot of sense. I put down some torches in this area, but not enough. Let's take care of that guy. Being poisoned is never fun, is it? It's never fun. Okay. Alright, so silly mistake. How long are we poisoned for? That's it. Okay, and this shouldn't be too difficult. What we're going to do now is place down a redstone block, place down an activator rail. And hopefully, I was wondering for a second that might have been in the wrong place. And we're going to fall down like that. Let's just pillar up to do the rest of this. And now that's in the way. Cool. So what we've got to do is nudge it onto the activator rail, and then it should be good to be turned into a block. And there it is. And now all we need to do is click on it with this, and we built ourselves a slime spawner. We might see something spawn straight away, and there you go. Oh my god, it works. The thing now is, we can't turn this off, which is something I should have thought about before I placed it down, perhaps? Yeah, I think I did. I think I told myself that I'd leave it as a cave spider spawner while we dug out the area, and then completely forgot while I was recording. But anyway, we did it. We moved it over here, and the next step now is for us to stay alive, for one, finish this little area right here. We need to dig up a little bit, and then we need to open it up so it's a pit that the slimes will fall down into, and we are never going to have trouble finding these guys again, are we? Oh, amazing stuff. I've still got the book on me. I wonder if this goes above 100. It got reset. Okay, and now it goes back up again, so you can get another egg after that, I imagine. Awesome stuff. Anyway, I'll continue working on this. So my armour and my sword has taken an absolute beating. These slimes, they can do a lot of damage to you, and it feels like when they're right next to you, they can hit you really quickly. But anyway, you can see I've done some preparations here. We're going to go up top and have a look. It's going to be a little bit dark and gloomy in there, but I have now successfully created a spawn room, and the entire time I did this, I didn't think of sort of, well, you can't disable this, but maybe I could have blocked it off when doing this bit over here. But basically, they've been spawning on top of me the entire time. So this room's a little bit bigger than usual. It's 5 blocks between the spawner and the wall over here. The reason why is because the big slimes would then spawn inside the walls if they chose to spawn on the edges, because I have actually done some preparation and testing for this. And it's pretty straightforward. We've got a stream that pushes them down. They can swim against the current, but how much, I think, is based on how they track the player. Yeah, so they go down to the end there. There's a little mini stream that's about 3 blocks along, and then there's some signs that cut off the water stream. And then below there is where we're going to build a slime reducer. Now, this is something that I made years ago with Red Eyes, and I checked it out. It still half works, but it's no longer fully efficient. Because these guys can swim against the water current, it means that they will occasionally die, and it's not quite as efficient as you want. But for another time, that means I've got to redesign the slime reducer, which will be a cool and fun project. And for today, we're just going to use it like that anyway. So what I'm going to do this time is actually put in a row of blocks to keep the bigger slimes out, and that should make my life a little bit easier. And Impulse is not at a base. I'll tell Biffa where it is in a moment. I think he's going over there to do some trading. So I think it's around here that we want to have a water stream that goes all the way across. Then when that ends, we'll have another one that will go out a certain distance, and then somewhere around here will be the slime reducer. So at this point, I think I'm just going to build the entire thing and then show you it when it's finished. Alright, this is the slime reducer, and we're going to have a little viewing balcony here with some glass. We're also going to put it underneath the water so you can sort of look up and see that the spawner is activated. But you can see that it is because we've got some slimes. These are going to be our test subjects in a moment. But for now, what we need to do is just activate this thing with a little bit of lava. So I'll show you how this works. The big slimes are going to come down. They're going to get broken up by the lava that's right here. And that has well and truly illuminated this area, hasn't it? And so they get broken down into the smaller slimes, which in the old game they would always stay in the water and alive before approaching the next bit. And in 1.8, I think they still do, but it's kind of hard to tell. I need to do more testing. But then going into the next bit, this bit doesn't quite work as well. And by the way, I didn't have to go anywhere to get this lava. I was thinking like, okay, there's no lava in this area because it's all been turned into snow and ice. We could go to the Nether, but then I remembered, of course, it's Game Mode 4. We can actually craft this stuff with the Master Craftsman, which is pretty cool. So anyway, the bigger ones come down here, and with this setup of trapdoors and also the iron bars and soul sand, it really reduces the amount of small slimes that get killed in this bit right here. So any of the medium ones that come through will get split up into smaller ones, and like I said, in the old game it used to work perfectly. They'd all fall down below. So all we need to do now is remove this right here. The water's going to flow all the way over to the edge there. That's perfect. It's in the right spot. And now we need to go up the top and remove the blocks on the other side. And yes, the small slimes are just going to fall down here. I haven't built anything to deal with them yet. I used to use lava to kill them, but I don't think it works anymore the same way it once did. So I kind of need a new trick, I guess you could say, So somewhere over here is where we need to go to remove all of that snow. I don't know why I closed up the path behind me. It doesn't make much sense. And there we go. Okay, we can walk. Do we really want to do it like that? No. We'll go across to the opposite side. Right, so this isn't going to work like terribly efficiently while I'm here because they're going to be tracking me, but when we're standing down in the observation area it'll help a lot. And there you go, some of them are getting split up already. That's awesome to see. So we can just fill this all back in. We don't need to come back up here again, which is cool. And all of that right there. I've blocked myself in. Oh damn it, I missed the block as well. I don't like doing that. There we go. So all of that's back to normal, and then if we go down below and head over to the other side, we should see loads of little slimes. Oh, and they die from fall damage. Ha! Yeah, that's awesome. I brought with me some pistons and stuff to make a little crushing clock, but we can just let them fall down like that and collect it with some hoppers. Amazing. Oh, that's great. That's really awesome. And that's our farm. It's done. So couple more things left to do. Some hoppers. Put in a little viewing balcony here so we can... Balcony. I don't know why I said that, but a viewing glass thing. So you can see up above and see that the spawner is active. What more do I need to say now? It is done. I've been watching this thing. Yep, there you go. They jump up and down in the water. That's the difference. That's the thing that they never used to do. And that's why we have soul sand down here. You see, they used to go across and then they'd drop down early before they could hit the lava, and the soul sand would stop them from jumping back into the lava because it's slightly lower than a block. So a full block there, if they chose to jump they'd get into the lava. Soul sand they wouldn't. And now that we've seen the flaw of it, I'm going to have to think on a way to correct that. But if we stand right here, I've kind of marked out where you can stand. That guy got killed as well. It seems like quite a lot of them are getting killed at the moment. Maybe it's a little bit better when the bigger ones come down, and as they're getting split up it just means these guys get further along before they start jumping. Or maybe it's because I'm here. And there you go, that guy fell down. And a moment ago these hoppers, by the way, were one block higher, and that's not enough. So there you go, now some slimes going to the chest. So yeah, you've got to stand on the blocks over here. You can look up, just about see it right there, and it's activated. But there we go, a slime farm. A valuable resource. It will be, believe me. And it'll be valuable for other people as well if they want to come along here and kill some slimes for their own Soul Probes book. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to stand here doing some AFKing. And if you've enjoyed this one, of course, be sure to leave a like. As always, your support is truly appreciated here on the channel. But that's it from me this episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.